So I guess you guys can hear me. I don't know. Ham's supposed to come on. It is a snow day in DC. That's why I look so presentable. But I also didn't have a chance to get ready for my. All right, here we go. All right, let me put you on.
Viewers, or are they coming?
Yeah, you're on right now. We have 48 viewers. They'll grow as you go. If you want, we can wait a few minutes for them to come on.
Wait a few minutes and let's get some.
Well, you can talk about something else. You can talk about Maxim, or you can talk. You're live right now.
I just had 40-something needles in my legs and my knees, so I was, as they say, I was a little pinned down.
That's pretty funny.
Acupuncture, that they try to bring blood flow to the source. When you get stem cell, they try to give you blood flow to help.
Call from Peter Milhado.
I don't know. So I've done that. Do you want me to hang up and call back in a few minutes? And you get.
Here's a question for you from my brother. At what point does GTII become a buy?
Again, we have to wait for the company to do something, and we all know that the company is in talks with different parties. You actually met the Trento Mining.
Oh yeah.
The consultant, the new consultant, said he was working on things. I don't control any of that. So it taught me to tell you to buy something when I don't know what the hell, what the company's doing. And once they put the plug back in the drain, they will. That's when it becomes a buy. Until then, I can't. What can I say? You want to take listen? The short is 450 million shares.
Right.
There's nothing more I can say about that. They have to cover. And, again, if they thought they can win, why do they keep trying to push it lower? Same thing in FingerMotion, the same patterns. RUM, the same patterns. ZJYL, the same patterns, trying to hold it down. It's the same thing. I don't control any of this stuff. How do you turn a stock if it's going to turn because the short will try to cover, and it may run from 20 cents to $2, right? I don't know. But, they have to cover. So, why would I sit here and tell you it's time to buy it? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. FingerMotion's a different story. The fundamentals are there. The things are happening there. So, that's a different story. In my opinion, FingerMotion is a buy. Benchmark gave it a $5 target before all the revenue stuff happened. So
that's right.
I'm basing it on that. It's $5. Who's selling it at $2.50?
And they said they would re-rate it. So at some point they'll re-rate it.
So benchmark is my level. It's $5. Why would I sell it at $2.50? Why wouldn't you buy it here? They're saying it's worth $5. It's in writing. They had a financial analyst report on it. What else can you say, right?
So James Lee says ham is funnier than not legal advice. I'm not sure that's a compliment.
Well, this call's going to get interesting in a few minutes when you get viewers on there. I just want to.
This guy's a longtime listener. I don't know what he's saying. I'm only but GTII so to care for Williams FUD. Look, I'm not trying to cause fear and uncertainty and doubt. That's the last thing I'm trying to do.
Listen, just look at what China, short selling is a fraud altogether. They keep telling us that it's good for us. Tell me how it's good for us. I'm still missing out how it's good for us. Countries are banning it. Excuse me?
It's cleansing.
Yeah, countries are banning short selling, naked short selling. Every day, if it's so wonderful, why is it good sometimes and bad other times? They're banning it because it's very dangerous and it destroys investors and companies, and they just don't know what to do with it.
Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens when Goldman Sachs misses earnings for 2 quarters in a row.
Well, listen, Goldman Sachs, there was a story in the New York Post, and I posted it yesterday. Goldman Sachs is giving money to the people that are anti-Israel, okay? I grew up in a Jewish neighborhood, and, the Italians, they were Jewish people, and I have a lot of Jewish friends, and I support them. But Goldman Sachs, the deposit money, and the people are abusing the Jewish people. Goldman Sachs is a disgrace for donating money to those people, and they should be shorted. And I said, where are all the Jewish naked short sellers? Why aren't they going after these characters? Go after Goldman. It's $276 a share. They're actually trying to kill your own people. They don't even care because they can't manipulate it. That's why. That's the reason. Okay? And they're all a disgrace. All right, William.
Here's Jordan D's comment, and this might be a jumping point. Finger fundamentals are struggling. Alternative source of revenue. Nice way of saying businesses are failing. Folks, beware. Thank you, Jordan. We're about to hear from him.
Listen, but you don't want something? I respect that. You can say what you want. The business, it shows for itself what it's.
He says, Jordan says, finger fundamentals are in trouble, and these two people won't admit it.
I'm saying you could say what you like. I'm admitting you could listen. I believe it's a home run. You believe it's struggling. That's Wall Street.
Exactly. That's what makes a market. That's what makes a market.
So I don't understand. We're not admitting or denying it. I believe it's good. I wanted to bet the Packers last week. Someone bet the Cowboys. That's the game, my friend. But we're fighting security fraud, fraudulent security. Why don't you address that? That's what this is about. FingerMotion, we say at the beginning, these are our opinions. You don't like it? Who gives a shit? I don't care.
Jordan D says fingers problems with regulatory environment means business is failing, folks.
Yeah, that's completely false. He has no idea what he's talking about. Goldman Sachs, I put up the story the other day. JP Morgan said, China is the place to start buying. Everyone says it. Everyone wants to get into China, but this guy, and it's a cell phone business.
Exactly.
What are you talking about?
Even if you want to.
We're not selling weapons. We're not building homes with cell phones. How's this idiot even communicating? He's probably on his own cell phone. Take away your cell phone and write us a letter.
Exactly.
Then get back to us. Write us a letter.
Exactly.
Your cell phone is the most important thing on everyone's person is their cell phone. Idiot. Listen, you got your opinion, which is fine. You don't like it? You know what? I think Goldman Sachs is a short. What do you want me to say? It's a great company. The business is booming. The business is booming due to fraud. That's why it's booming. That's my opinion there.
All right, so we have
the Bucks.
We have a lowish turnout now, but I'm sure it'll go up. It's 151 at the moment. I'm sure it'll get toward 400 or 500 if you start talking. But
I am talking, but again,
I know.
I'm trying to say things one time, and this way I don't have to repeat it all day long.
Well, they can always rewind it and listen again.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. All right, so anyway, William, Crapyberra is out there trying to attack me. All right. They can't say anything else anymore. I spoke with Mark Bazile, and he said Crapyberra is ducking all in changing things. They refuse to get served. They're running and hiding. I can't read exactly what Mr. Bazile texted me about them. Hold on, maybe I can get it up here right now. He's still ducking service, keeps deleting his accounts and opening up new ones. That's what Crapyberra is doing. But Crapyberra wants to attack me. Why? Because I'm educating you about what they're trying to do. This is going to put many people in jail. This is going to put many of these traders, these short sellers, Timothy Sykes, all out of business. All they're doing is stealing your money. They're doing it in rum. For that gentleman who says, I don't know anything about rum, but they're doing it to that. They're trying to short CJ, whatever that stock, whatever it is. They write reports about all this stuff. I am super experienced in this game. I was a former CEO of a public company and I was attacked. All right. Going back to 2000. All right. There's a story that goes out called the Sinking Fund from 2002 in Forbes. I called Kristen up and she posted it for me on Twitter so you can actually read what I did in 2002. When I fought back, I had every regulatory agency chasing me with pitchforks as though I was a fucking criminal. They ruined my life over this stuff. They chased me like a criminal. They shut me up. I had SEC commissioners going after me. Everybody. My law firm was Morgan Lewis Bacchius. They couldn't believe what was going on. And they said, you want to be the short buster? This is what happens. They couldn't believe what was going on. I had to get a criminal attorney because they threatened to throw me in jail. And my crime was a gentleman, a friend of my attorney, wanted me to invest in a company and I had no money. I purchased stock. I gave it to him and I was liable for all the sales that he made. I had nothing to do. I was advised by attorneys and I gave it to him and the SEC chased me down with pitchforks and I did nothing wrong. This is how they treat you. And the reason that I was under the name Ham is because they threatened my life, not 6 times, probably 20 times over the years. I have armed guys at my house. How would you like to deal with that? So any jerk off that comes on here that wants to spit in my face, fuck you. I don't care. You got the wrong guy. I have nothing to lose anymore. They destroyed my business. I had a financial news show. I had 60 people working for me and I had to fire everybody. The short seller in my stock was Mark Valentine out of Canada. He was a notorious short seller, a big fucking tall skinny scumbag that got arrested by the FBI for trying to sell them the whole float naked short. The SEC never addressed it. I had to get the FBI to arrest the guy. This is a fucking criminal organization through and through. And I don't give a fuck who's here. I did nothing wrong. I've been attacked unfairly. They destroyed people's lives. And we did everything to fight back and expose this crime. People have passed away. And I'm still standing here because I vowed to them I would never quit. That's the type of guy I am. I'm not a scumbag. These guys are selling stock illegally and they're doing everything to shoot the messenger. And if you think that I'm fucking fooling around, fuck you. I'm going to the highest level possible and I won't stop. And I don't give a fuck about the SEC at all. They're scumbags. They attacked Elon Musk. They attacked Pat Byrne. They attack everyone. And I don't really give a shit. All right? I'm here to make money and fucking rip Lynn's heart out. And if I ever see that motherfucker on the street, he'll know who I am. All right? And the Kramers, fuck you too. Anytime they want to go, any road they want to go down, I have the means to go any direction you want. I know FBI agents. I know police officers. I know everybody. Fuck you. All right? So again, I'm not backing down. Go fuck yourself. This is about stock settlement. Not about me. It's about stock settlement. And you're not shutting my big fucking mouth. End the conversation. And I worked on a trading desk. I got more knowledge than anybody here. Go fuck yourself. All right? And I'm not stopping. All right? And I don't care who you are and what you're doing. I went to the Secret Service. I went to the FBI. And I will keep going to their doors because I'm not afraid because I've done nothing wrong. These guys better go hide because we know they're doing something wrong. We will get their phone records. We will get everything about them, their trading records for fucking 20 years. I will drag in fucking their brokers, their market makers, anybody. We will get the information and roast these fucking guys. That's what's going to happen here. And that's how I'm not going to stop. And I appreciate everybody that cares and listens, but I'm not stopping. So there you go. Any questions?
I think that was great. There's some questions, but
and I'm an open book, and I don't really give a shit. When you get your family's lives threatened, tell me how you would feel about it. So I had to go get a shotgun. That's what I have. Anybody coming through my door, I'm fucking blowing your head off. Fuck you. Next question. And I let the SEC, the FBI and the Secret Service know about it. So I registered a complaint already. Crapyberra, Lynn Partners, fuck all of you. Come fucking kill me. I don't even give a fuck anymore. Next question. I did recaps before anybody even knew what they were doing. They do work. You expose them. They keep it. I sued every fucking brokerage firm in the DTC. I took it to the highest level. Everybody that's been around me was fucking murdered. Tell me what you want me to do now, everybody.
Do you want to say how much money the shorts took from you and your investors, or is that?
I lost $100 million.
$100 million.
Wiped out everybody around me, destroyed me, and I had powerful people with me. And the SEC did nothing. They attacked me, dragging me in, questioning me. When I asked them about the naked shorts, they refused to talk about it. I even gave them the name of the criminal. And if I knew it was this bad, that criminal would have been disappeared a long time ago. And he's a very famous scumbag. His firm was Thompson Kernahan out of Canada, Toronto. And they were doing business through Canaccord. His partner was this guy, Stephen Hicks, out of Connecticut. They used to give the orders to Canada and Canada into the US. That's how they used to short it. Everybody knew. We took me a while to figure it out. But once we did, we attacked them. You attacked and exposed the system. This is what happens.
How much do you think? I could have
walked away with my tail between my legs and said nothing, but I refuse.
How much do you think Crapyberra is being paid to put out this information?
They don't. Listen. They're hiding. They're hiding.
They're cowards, aren't they? They're cowards.
Excuse me?
They're cowards.
Tell them to show up at the court and go see everybody in the court system. Go see. They're shorting, distorting, and just trying to steal everybody's money. And they work all together. Crapyberra is being paid by someone in Lynn's organization. But you know what? They're not scaring me. Fuck you. I don't care. You can't kill somebody who lost everything. I have nothing to lose. So what do you want me to say? The only thing you can do is put a bullet in my head. Again, everyone on this call, I went to the FBI and I went to the Secret Service and I told them my life has been threatened. And it's on record already. So all the people that are involved on the short side, again, they will all be dragged in if anyone shoots me for murder. Good luck with that. You think you're going to jail for naked short selling fraud and security fraud? Wait till they get you for that. And one gentleman was nice enough to put it in Twitter to me, and I saved this Twitter post about them trying to kill me. All right? So we have that already. So we have some names already. Again, you think I like doing this every day? I'm doing it to save and fight back. I'm trying to help you. I can't stop the fraud. And for the jerk-offs that call every day, fuck you. I don't care. This is about security fraud. Governments are standing out here. And just let you know, people, I'm an expert in financial news, an expert. I produced a financial news show. If you think I don't know how to do it, I'm going to post you what I did before, and you can see it. I had 40 million viewers. I was going up there. We were exploding. You ever see the TV show on CNBC? On JetBlue? When you were flying, you get to watch the financial news. I had that deal, but my stock was going down every day. They asked me, why is your stock going down? I had no idea that cost me that whole thing. So that's how they have CNBC. They have to, at the time, they were paying CNBC 5 cents a seat. We were going to do it for free and make the money off the ad revenue. That shows you the damage that these guys can cause. I had 60 people working for me. I produced 10 to 12 hours of financial news a day at Chelsea Studios on 26th Street. We were exploding. Everything was great, but I had these animals on my stock, and they just kept unwinding it. And I fought back, and I won't stop. So there you go. Big fucking deal. Now, where do you want to go from here? You want me to get more crazier?
Well, now we're at 200, just under 250. David's saying, what am I missing? Ham is pissed off, and I've never heard what happened with Crappy. I don't know. You could start over, or
they're putting up my family. They're putting up information about me and my family, saying that I have a brokerage account and my wife has a brokerage account. I don't give a shit. I don't care. You don't think the SEC knows who I am? Fuck you. I don't care. They're attacking me because I'm exposing them and protecting you. So they're trying to silence me. They think by saying my name, I give a shit. I don't care.
Well, let me just point out that Crapyberra is such a pussy. He doesn't put his own name out.
Listen, I don't care about them. Let the legal people go after them. Mark Bazile will get Interpol to go get these guys. They want to hide. They'll get them. They know his name. I don't really give a shit. I don't care about his name. I'm here about stock settlement. These are just the fringe players. Like the guy that posted White Rock Capital, the guy with the dog, whoever he was, a GTII, and all these other characters. They're not scaring me away. I don't care. I'm not looking for fame. I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking to expose it and make money for my family so we can survive. End the conversation. There's my motive. There you go. What else you want me to say? Do I need to fucking chisel it on a fucking wall? I went every day down to Wall Street when they had the what is it called? I forget what the hell it was even called back in the day. All the kids were out there protesting against Wall Street.
That one, day. Something
Occupy
about
Wall
the
Street,
banks.
Occupy Wall Street.
Yeah,
I did it.
Yeah.
I was there. I was there every day educating people.
I went down there,
They destroyed everything. They destroy everything. I'm trying to tell CEOs, look at me. That's what's going to happen to you. You better wake the fuck up. And there's no crime in trying to help companies out that are being ripped off. They're shareholders. You guys wouldn't even know what's going on if I didn't tell you. That's what's going on. It's going on since 1988. I figured it out in 2000. Who the fuck knew it would go back to 1988? That's how crooked this whole thing is. They attacked me every day. Every day I was attacked. Finally, I said, fuck you. I can't fight you. I don't have any money to fight the government. That's what happens. They keep going after you. They go after people that can't fight. I had no money to fight these people. They didn't want to know anything. All they wanted to know is, what did you do? I didn't do anything. I listened to attorneys. That's what I did. I took advice of a counsel. That's what was my crime. I listened to a counsel.
You should have gone and listened to comedians, like not legal advice. I'm just joking.
That's what I needed to listen
to. Just joking.
But again, I want to make sure you guys know everything about naked short selling and how they're ripping you off and how the U.S. is a disgrace. I knew a guy who invested in my company, went to the park and blew his brains out. And he knew about the fraud. Everybody was educated about it. But you can't keep fighting when they keep coming after you. He had family problems. The guy went out and blew his brains off. He was the biggest producer at UBS. He lost millions of dollars. Professional people knew me. They were all behind us. And they couldn't believe what was going on. But again, over time, people lose interest. They move along. They lick their wounds, and that's it. I didn't lick my wounds. I'm coming back, and I'm not stopping. And I work 24 hours a day to help you understand this thing. You don't want to know about it? I don't give a shit. If you want to be nasty about it, I don't care again. Don't listen. I don't care if there's one person listening, but I'm not going away. And I've been threatened more times than you can believe. And you got to take it serious because you never know. And like you, I have a family also, and I have to protect them. So again, I went to the FBI. I told the Secret Service my life has been threatened. I've done all I can, but I'm not going away. These guys are criminals, and I bumped into this by accident. I followed FingerMotion because I know the people. I know them for fucking 20 years. I can speak to anybody I like to. They had an idea, and I thought it was wonderful. For that, I have to be people yelling at me. Fuck you. I don't have any inside information. The stock keeps going down. How do I have inside information? All I do is fucking lose. You get tortured every fucking day. Should the company do a dividend? They better do a fucking dividend. They better wake the fuck up. I warn them, tell everybody every day, do whatever that you can. Keep moving at a fast pace. This is the attacks. You got to fight back 24/7. The CEO of RUM, he started out fast. He shut down. That was the end of him. I haven't heard hide or hair of him. MULN, I spoke with the guy. He wasted 5 months before he did anything. He ruined himself. I tried. I spoke with the people at Root. They did nothing. The stock got destroyed. They lost everything. It's endless. I spoke to Northwest Bio years ago. I told them about it. Nothing. CBM, I know Gert for 20 years. The guy's he said he's going to cure this cancer, and I believe him. But again, he keeps taking money, and that's why I can't get behind him, because he wants to save people. And I'm sitting there saying you're killing the shareholders by doing this every day. That's my opinion of that company. I hope he cures the cancer, because my friend had the fucking cancer. He cut out his jaw and his tongue. That's why I keep fighting. And you want to know something? EKSO? My son had a traumatic brain injury. I watched my son go into that fucking robot and save his life. That robot saved my son's life. And they naked shorted it right in front of me while I watched and seen it for the first time. The stock went from $5 to 20 cents. They destroyed the company, and I screamed at the CEO, because guess what? The people that worked on the machine, that helped people that were handicapped or had an injury who couldn't walk, they started to quit because their money, their compensation was in the form of stock, and their stock was worthless. So the employees leave. It becomes a death spiral. That's what the shorts did to that company. And I watched it. My son was in the machine. That's why I talk about it. And I don't give a fuck, because I'm here to save my family and my son. That's what these guys do. And I went to many rehab facilities with my son over the years. And people that can't walk, who have strokes, who need to learn how to walk again, use that machine to help them stand up and walk. And the robot walks them around, and it saves their lives. And guess what? No robot, no employees, those people sit and they die. And it's going to be your family member one day. Just remember, I told you that when someone has a stroke and they can't move their legs, that machine teaches them to walk again. And I seen it do it for my son, who can walk again. Thank God for the machine. That's the death. That's what you guys don't see. I was in IMMU. My mother had breast cancer. I fought for those people. I had nothing to do with that company. I called them up screaming at them. I did everything I can, because I have daughters and I have aunts and grandmothers. I don't want them to have breast cancer and die. Think about it for your own family. That's what I've been doing. That's what this is about. I don't have enough money to buy all these stocks. Are you fucking kidding me? Grow up. These people are scumbags. You need to stand up and speak, because if you don't, they're going to rob it. And you guys think they're just going to rob your money? Wait until someone in your family is injured and they need help. They're gonna let your family members suffer and die, and they couldn't care less. And I watched it in real time. I have videos of my son in the fucking machine. Okay? And I'm not angry because my son was hurt. I'm angry because I watch people in facilities, black, white, green. It doesn't make a difference who you are. People needed to get in that machine. I went to a rehab facility in Philadelphia. I drove my son there every day for a year, every morning, so that he can get access in that machine. And we had to wait on a line as other people did it. And there were people behind me that couldn't get in and couldn't get access to that machine. We had to pay a lot of money, and people helped my family out to make sure he got that access to that machine. All right. And if you're poor, you can't get access to the machine because there's not enough of them, because the criminals kill the companies. Like Lynn Partners and RWLK. They fucking killed that company. It's an Israeli company that does the same fucking thing. And they don't give a fuck. And they're sitting there saying, oh, we gave them money, but you destroyed the stock. The employees quit, and it's the end of the game. Any other questions, William?
Jenny L says
I can
she's
go-
here,
if you
she's
think I can
listening, and
talk-
she's with you. And
If you think that I could talk before, now you opened up 20 more years of information. 20 more years of information. I can go back to Sedona. I knew the people at Sedona. I knew their fight, and that guy Judd Bagley with the video. I knew everything about that. I was there when they did it. I know all about it. Go to all the companies. And those scumbags on CNBC, Jim Cramer with the Street.com, TSCM. He got money from Goldman. He went public at 80. It went to zero. $80 to zero. That was Jim Cramer. I was going against him. And I promise I'll get a financial news show up again. And I told you the monkey's going to throw shit. And I know the monkey can pick better stocks than that idiot. And someone posted a story about that the other day. So it is true. I can produce news. I'm going to produce a news show that covers all the stocks that are getting ripped off every day. We're not going to get quiet. We're going to get louder. Because everyone is sick of it. I'm tired of friends getting ripped off. I'm tired of seeing it every day. And that's how I feel. And it's my right to feel this way. You don't have to listen to me. I don't give a shit if you do or you don't. But it's gonna kill a member of your family. Then you're gonna say, boy, that fucking idiot was right. All right. And I grew up in the streets in Brooklyn, and I don't care. My dad told me if someone robs you, you get them back. And that's what I'm doing. They robbed me. They robbed everything about my life, and I'm not quitting. And I did the right thing my whole life. And fuck these guys. Sorry about the bank. I hope Celeste isn't on today. I'm sorry, Celeste.
it's okay. You have enormous support here, enormous support.
Well, I'm only telling you the truth. And I don't back down. I don't give a fuck who Crapyberra is or any of these other characters. I'm going to law enforcement, and I'm going to bang on their doors until they fucking do something. And they are going to do something. And I don't back down. There's good people that have taken me into the Secret Service. There's good people that have taken me to the FBI. I'm not just banging on their doors. I'm coming in the front door. All right? And I'm not afraid. And you can go look up my skirt anytime you like. There's nothing here. I'm an open book. I could care less. And I'm here to help people that are getting ripped off. I can't save everybody. RUM, the guy calls me up. He's all gung-ho. He wants proof. I said, yeah, good luck. Tell me when you get it. MMTLP's been trying to get proof for over a year. They got nothing. Over a year, nothing. Those poor people getting ripped off. I support Hana, Busy Brands, all those people. I don't know everybody's fucking name, but I support them all because I know what they're going through. And because of them, they happen to be the collateral damage that's going to save us all. Just like the people that fought Vietnam in the military. There's always damage, right? But at the end of the day, the people that gave up their lives so that we can have good lives, you know what? That's what happens. Unfortunately, MMTLP, those people have given up everything. There's another member just died, I believe you said. Someone just posted.
Yeah.
I told you, they don't give a shit. Time is a killer. Time is a killer. People die. They don't care. The SEC says, don't worry about it. All those MMTL people will die off shortly. They'll stop posting. They'll run out of gas. That's how they look at it. That's how the SEC views what's going on here. You guys are all going to give up. That's what they said. But they can't believe I haven't given up. Even after they fucking threw darts at me all day. All day they threw darts at me. One day they called me up and Morgan Lewis got me on the phone. I had the best counsel in the world. And they said they can't believe what they're trying to do. They're just trying to silence me. That was the top counsel at the firm. The top partner of the firm. We got to him because he was a friend of a friend. So I got treated with love. We did everything through them. And they couldn't believe the attacks. They couldn't believe the stock settlement system didn't work. I taught them. John O'Quinn. I went to John O'Quinn, number one. Wes was doing real estate law down the block. He had nothing to do with John O'Quinn. It was O'Quinn, Larimack, and Pirtle. I went to Tom Pirtle. He brought my case to O'Quinn. O'Quinn was going to finance the case. Tom Pirtle died of cancer. Larimack retired, and John O'Quinn was murdered in his truck. He got killed in a car accident. He couldn't drive. He couldn't drive doing 40 miles an hour in the rain. His truck went flying off the road. Anyone think that's strange? They tried to silence that guy. That's what happened there. I taught them all. O'Quinn knew nothing about naked short selling. They were tobacco litigators, but I had no money to fight Wall Street. I was taking on Goldman, JP Morgan. I caught them all. I caught all of them. I lost the case because the lawyers didn't file a good complaint. Obviously, they didn't understand naked short selling. So I trusted the lawyers. That's why I lost. I had them all. Goldman Sachs. I did a dividend. We had all the proof. Go read the story, the sinking fund. It's right there. I posted it in 2002. 2002. I caught them all with the dividend. That's why you do dividends. You get the proof. But you need deep pockets to fight back. John O'Quinn had billions of dollars, wanted to fight back. They murdered him. They murdered John O'Quinn. And my lawyer, who was a Larimack, died of cancer. That's how the game is played, everybody. And meanwhile, they keep robbing, looting, and no one gives a shit. The Secret Service better wake up, move faster. They're stealing everybody's money. The FBI, you own all these stocks, they're robbing you. The police department, wherever you live, they're robbing you. Your pensions are being robbed. Everyone's being robbed. And if you don't stand up and say something, I'm going to die one day, and you guys are all going to get ripped off, and your family and your kids are never going to have a chance to get a better life from investing. They'll take shots, they'll get ripped off and get robbed. That's what I would never tell anyone to put money into the equity markets. I have my kids in here getting robbed, but I'm trying to protect them as best I can because I want a better life for them. And I have to fight because my son needs support, and I'm not going away. Next, William, anything else?
Well, do you think Crapyberra would fight for our country? He moved offshore.
Listen,
Fucking
there's
prick.
no one fighting for this country. The people on this phone need to, I'm sorry, there's 500 of you or 1,000 of 14,000.
343 here.
We have to start. You have to start and fight. Retweet. You think I like being out there torturing the SEC every day? You think I want to insult them? They're good people there. They just don't know what the fuck they're doing. Someone's stopping them from exposing this. I don't know who's got their foot on their neck, but they're definitely being stopped by somebody because they're not that stupid. The truck is right outside the door. They're a government agency. We can't sue them. How are we going to sue the government? Who's got the money to do that? I got $8 in my pocket. What am I going to sue them with? What lawyer wants to take that case on? No one can afford this. And that's why. But the only thing that could stop them is people banding together and abusing them and exposing them like we are on Twitter. Look at Elon Musk. Every time he does something, they go after him. But he has the money to fight back. You want a good example of fighting when you want to fight the SEC and win? Go look at Mark Cuban. Mark Cuban got caught selling shares of Mama.com on inside information. The SEC went after him. It was Mama.com. The SEC went after him. Mark Cuban and his power and his money got them to throw the case out. And he was dead wrong. Everybody knew about it. We all knew about it. And they went after him, and he got it kicked out. Elon Musk has plenty of money. He could fight them all day long. When you have no money, how do you fight them? And you know who told me to get away from the SEC? Pat Burns' attorney. I can't remember. He was an enforcement agent. It'll come to me. He was out of Utah. He was an SEC enforcement agent, and he said they're just going to keep papering you until you can't afford it anymore, till you're flat broke. And that's exactly what they do. They chase down people who can't afford it.
They all started broke too. They just have a system of stealing. They all were broke. No one goes after.
That's what they do. So again, I can go on all day long and rehash 24 years of this nonsense. 24, not 2 weeks, 24 years. I've seen it all. CEOs crying, they lost everything. Not one, 50, 100 of them. I can't remember all the symbols. I remember the victories in Taser and Krispy Kreme and Beyond Meats and Peloton and the short squeezes. I remember the victories too. And I wanted to build an exchange to get away from this whole thing. That's what I was trying to do. And I can get the financial power behind me if I get the license. That's why I'm going to South Korea. Give me a license to open up a venture exchange. I can raise $100 million in an hour if I got a license. I can produce a financial news show in 5 fucking minutes. That's how easy. It's turnkey for me. I'm an expert on it. I know how to do it. Any other questions?
Well, everyone's supporting you. Everyone.
Listen, I need you to listen. This isn't about me. This is about everybody here. If we don't stand up and take a stand against this crime and these criminals, they show their hands every day. They show you how dirty they are. They want to shoot the messengers. They want us to disappear. That's their game. They want, like Pat Burns says, you can't shine a light. They don't want to shine a light on the cockroach. They don't like the light. That's what we're doing. A lot of the stuff that is above street level is from Pat Burns. My cursing in that is me from the streets. All right. And, I grew up in the mean streets of in Bensonhurst. And if anybody knows where that is, good luck. That's where we came from. All right. So again, we all know it. Big Lou knows it. KYP knows it. People from Brooklyn know it. All right. We're fighters from Brooklyn. We don't quit. All right. We don't give a shit. All right. And there's people here like me. Many of my friends are here, and we don't give a shit. And our goal is to get these guys. All right. And we all say the same thing, that we're all warriors behind their computer sending death threats. Okay. And I know everybody here is not getting death threats. I do. I do get them. And I'm careful what I do. And like I said before, I had to go out and buy a shotgun because of death threats. I had to go learn how to shoot a shotgun. And I'm not a guy with a gun. There's people that had guns their whole life. That's not me. All right. But I'm ready. I've been training for 2 years. I'm ready if anybody wants to come. And my friends are ready also. So again, I'm not threatening anybody, but if anybody wants to take any action, we're ready to come back at you. We're not going away. And again, I went to law enforcement. I've done everything possible. If you could think of another law enforcement agency to go to, let me know about it. I had one gentleman that had someone at Homeland Security. I thought about doing that. But I think we got great inroads with the Secret Service and the FBI. So that's how I feel about that. I can't tell you everything, but yes, I can tell you as much as I can.
I have a suggestion. If you could put out the phone number for the call into the SEC, let's all of us call the SEC today or Monday or both.
Yeah, listen, I put it up there, the whistleblower, I put it up there every day. It's right there. They put the whistleblower, they tell you to call up and they do nothing.
They do nothing.
Stopped calling.
But let's just keep calling.
We put the truck in front of them. I don't even know. This is like so childish. I don't even know what to say. Where do I put the truck? What do I got? I got to go find Gary Gensler. I'm not a scumbag like these people are. I'm like, the guy's got a family. Someone is telling that idiot not to do something. There's not even a question about that. And the only way to do it is keep insulting them. They see what's going on Twitter. They're not stupid. They know it. FINRA knows it. Everybody. They said they read Twitter. It was one of the MMTLP Freedom of Informations. Do you know how many times we tried to get the Freedom of Information and we were shot down? I can't even tell you how many times. People say, why don't you file Freedom of Information? We've done it. It's by luck that these guys at MMTLP got the information. That's how that it was remarkable that they got it at that time. Those people don't realize what luck that is. I have to tell you, we probably filed 200 Freedom of Informations over 20 years. And we can't do it. We can't get it to you. We can't. No, thank you. It doesn't meet the criteria. We've seen every stupid line possible. And we tried. How much more can we do? And any other thing, William?
No, in general, if you want to talk about stocks, people are wondering which one moves first, and ZJ.
Listen, I can't.
You don't have to talk about them now.
It's hard for me. My gut feeling is Finger's going to go.
Yeah.
Okay? I think that they do have the fundamentals. I've been following it for years. The company is giving you the hints in all their videos. Just go sit down and watch the videos. The company's telling you. The guy that's saying that the company doesn't have the fundamentals is obviously knows nothing about the company. All right. And I think I can tell you that I brought FingerMotion AIS. So do you think I know about that deal? I recommended that they meet with each other. I brought them to the table. Me. That is a $10 billion company that had no business in China, was begging to get in China, couldn't open a door in China. They met with FingerMotion. They opened every door in the world for them in a week. That's how important that deal was. It takes time to grow a cell phone insurance business. And this was news to me because I really didn't think about it because I wasn't thinking clearly. But if AIZ gets paid $50 a year to repair your cell phone if it breaks, who's repairing the cell phone in China? They have to set up a network of people in regions and start building out a network of people that will take your phone and repair it, and AIZ will pay them to repair your phones. So not knowing that, now you know why it takes time for them to drive the revenue in these things, because they can't give insurance if they can't fix the phones. So they need to build out a whole network, and they think about that. The whole country of China will have cell phone insurance, and this company will get 50% of the proceeds. China Mobile will get 25, and FingerMotion gets 25 just for being the broker on the trade for free. They don't have to do anything. If they make 100, FingerMotion gets $25. Now multiply that times how many phones they have.
All so high margin.
If you don't think that there's a future here, okay, and think about AIZ insuring cell phones. What's some of the other things they can insure? All right. I heard them talk about insuring electric car batteries, because electric car batteries are a fortune to replace. So how many electric cars are in China that they would want to insure? How about appliances? They don't do that in China. We have that in the US where people can buy insurance for appliances. So through FingerMotion, AIZ has the gateway to China, and no matter what they do, FingerMotion is involved. So that was a tremendous introduction, and there's no way anybody on this call, go make a call. There's no small cap company can get press releases and partnerships with a company like that unless you're real. It's impossible. What you call the insurance company, Munich Re. Go look how big they are. Go look at Pacific Life Re. Go look how big they are. These are all multi-billion-dollar companies, not millions, billions. And they all have agreements with FingerMotion. Think about that. Go ask a small company how hard it is to get a press release because they're afraid if they sign a deal with you that you're going to be a fraudulent company and can drag them down. So no one signs these deals. It's impossible to get it. That's how hard it is. And go back to what I was doing. I was pitching Yahoo back in the day to be their financial news show, but they did a company called Y Finance, if anybody knows about it, and they failed about it. They failed. The online brokerage firms were too stupid at the time. Now they all need financial news. And guess who helped Jason at Benzinga get started? You got it, me. I know everything about Charlie Payne. We grew up together. I know everything about Wall Street strategy. He knew what I did. I know Charlie Payne for a long time. All right. So Jason from Benzinga, for posting that story, he had no idea about it. He's a good guy, but he needs to be smacked around for letting people post false information on his site. He should get smacked around for that, and he will. Mark Bazile will get him. And I'm sure he'll take it down and apologize because he can lose all his content. When you're producing financial news, you need distribution. And that's what he wanted to get, distribution. All the shit you see on Benzinga, I did that shit before that guy even knew what was going on. I did it all. I was before CBS Market Watch. You name it, I did it all. I'm not bragging about it, but some people know what I've done. I was in early. I'd started that whole thing. Any other questions? And I'm not hiding. I'm worried about my family getting murdered. That's what I'm more worried about. And I know nobody wants to hear that. I don't like to hear it, but that's a fact about what's going on here. They threaten me all the time, but I stand tall. I was on conference calls with you yesterday, William, and I did it with Ace last night.
I know.
And I respect anybody who listens to these calls. All I ask is that I don't ask you to buy a share. All right. I never said that to anybody. If my friends call me up and ask me my opinion, I'll give you my opinion. I'm allowed to opinion, right? I have an opinion, right? Goldman Sachs has opinions. They say buy this, do that, do this. They recommend it. Why can't you say it? I have an opinion. I don't have a broker's license. I should go get a broker's license. I'd be a good broker. William, you alive?
You're still on.
What? Oh, I'll give you a stock that someone's telling me about, and you guys can look at it for the long term. I don't know. Back in the day, we followed tasers, the taser guns. The police department was using it. The shorts were betting against it. The police were buying the guns instead of shooting a weapon. They were shooting the tasers, trying to stop the criminals before they shot them and killed them. And the shorts beat the shit out of this company every day. Steven Rosenberg was an expert on taser. He knew the people at Taser. If he ever pops up, you can follow. He knows everything about it. But again, these guys, they did everything in their power to kill the company. Finally got squeezed. There's a new company out called WRAP, W-R-A-P. My friends are involved in it. They make a device where the police shoot this thing at you, and it wraps you up in a second. Like they shoot it, it goes bang, and your legs are wrapped up. It's like something out of a futuristic movie. You can go look at it. I believe if you look at it, do the fundamentals, the police departments are starting to buy this now, so that these people with knives, whatever they're standing, they can just shoot it and wrap you up, and you can't get it off. Go look at it. It's called WRAP Technologies. I had my daughter buy 600 shares at $3, a little while ago. She wanted to buy it. I said, just buy it and hold on to it. Maybe it becomes the next Taser. I don't know. But take a look at it. It's a long-term thing. Follow it yourself. But I hear ideas all the time. I can't say it because everyone yells at me, what about GTII? I can't do anything about GTII. I'm not the CEO of the company. All I know about GTI is that a debt spiral, they paid it off. And I said, let's go after the shorts. They're short. And what happened? We walked into Charlie Mayo, the Kramers, a Vertical Group, Alpine. All these people came out of this whole thing. And I think we've done a great job exposing it because now we brought down a prime broker who's a criminal operator in the middle of the whole thing. All right. So again, I know we all haven't got rich off of it, but again, someone has 450 million shares short they have to cover. Where is it? I have no fucking clue where it is. It's got to be in Alpine, offshore. You read about that story with the big frog. It's all listed in Germany. These guys are criminals. They have access to offshore banks. They're moving stuff all over the place. They're moving trades around. It's like chasing a greased pig. It starts and ends with stock settlement. If they settle the trades and enforce the trades, all the crime goes away. If you take away short selling in general, stock loan goes away. Goldman Sachs loses 75% of their revenue because of stock loan. Now you know what you're fighting here? Goldman Sachs only makes money from stock loan. They have no other businesses that they're doing. Everything else is pennies compared to what they make there. Lending out stocks all day. That's all that. That's what they are. Pat Byrne wrote it because he got the document in his lawsuit versus Merrill and Goldman Sachs back in the days. I'll post that video again. You can see it yourself. All stems from short selling. The short sellers are the ones that are telling us we need short sellers. They add so much value. All they do is everything around shorting is fraud. Everything. They put out fake stories. They short. They distort. They don't settle trades. Stock loan. They lend out more shares. ZJYL. There's not enough shares. Interactive Brokers is lending out more shares that are in the float. How's that possible? My friend sent me the photo of it. How could Interactive Brokers lend out more shares that is in the whole goddamn company? If you want to borrow shares, they're offering it to you. How is that possible? Everything around short selling is considered fraud in my eyes. Everything. There's not one positive thing from it. Oh, they'll tell you when a stock is overvalued. No shit. If someone wants to buy my house for $2 million and it's worth $600,000, I don't need a short seller to tell me to hit the bid. I had a 2016 Lexus with 100,000 miles. I paid $17,000 for it, and Carvana offered me $16,000, and I put 90,000 miles on it. I didn't have to think twice about it. I sold in the car and had to go find a new car. The price was too high. I knew better. That's life. I don't need a short seller. I don't need Chanos. I don't need the guy from Persian Square telling me. I don't need any short seller telling me what to do.
You just need settlement and price discovery, real price discovery.
There you go.
Jenny L wants you to know that she appreciates what you do. And I want you to know, Ham, that your mother from heaven is helping Jenny L right now, and you're helping Jenny L right now.
Well, I appreciate it. And again, the U.S. is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. I know people have had heart attacks, this, that. It's a disgrace. Financial losses weigh on people, and it kills people. They kill companies. I discussed it already. I don't like to discuss my son because it makes me sick. It makes me sick, but I do discuss it, and I have discussed it with people, and I watch them destroy a company that helps people walk. Can you imagine what they're doing to the companies with cancer? Look what they're doing to CELU. I took my son to see that guy, and I said I would help him for free if he could give me advice to help my son. He's a neurosurgeon from a trauma center in New York City. We had a great conversation, and I told the guy, do not deal with these guys, and he dealt with Yorkville, and Yorkville killed them. Another bunch of criminals. So how can I help a guy like that?
That's Ari Rubenstein at Yorkville?
I don't know who is. I don't know their names.
But
they were the short seller in Wolf. My friends paid them off. That's why Wolf went the time. They're criminals. You have to get rid of these guys. Everything stems from a debenture. The criminals in Tesla shorting it. Elon kills them every once in a while because it's a band of gypsies. They have no debentures against them. And he tortures them every once in a while because he's powerful. Other people can't do it. You can't torture these guys. He can. He gets the press behind him. He writes one thing and everybody follows him. And the regulators follow him. Everybody's following him. And he's the most powerful guy in the world. How he doesn't step in and help us, I don't know. You know what? But just think of let's think for a second, and not being selfish, is that think of the poor guys in the military that are in the front line by themselves, and their partners or their soldiers next to them were murdered. He's got to stand there by himself and keep fighting. This is what I feel like. We're standing here by ourselves. We got to keep fighting. There's nothing I can say. Either we're going to save this country, or we're all going to get wiped out anyway. It doesn't make a difference. So there's not much we have to do. We can't get people to come and fly to meet people. It just doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. You know, it just doesn't happen. People work. It costs money to travel. People don't, if you're losing money, I'm going to go support. I'm going to go fight for a company. I'm losing my shirt and I'm going to go fight. You know what? People do that though. They do. But you can't expect everyone to do it.
Gerald Salente says when people lose everything, they lose it. And his point is that's where you are. When you lose it all, you fight back. And that's what happens.
I have nothing to lose. The worst thing you can do is go after people who have nothing to lose. There's nothing you're going to say that's going to scare me. I could care less. I've told you, I've been threatened since 2000. I have armed guys at my house. I had DEA agents with guns at my house. All right. So again, this is not new to me. I'm a veteran in a field I want nothing to do with. It's unfortunate, but I felt I had to keep fighting. And again, I don't own anything in MMTLP. I fight for them every day. I don't know anything in rum. I tried to help the CEO out. I asked him any questions, come back. I'll be glad to help you out. Nothing. He disappeared. He thinks he's going to win by shaking a couple of sticks in a rattle. That's not going to work.
So
no one cares.
Candy Morton is suggesting that we set up a GoFundMe to pay a reward for an insider to come out and call out people, and Candy will start it off with $5,000 if you want to do it.
I don't think you'll ever get anybody to come out. There's insiders. They'll never come out. Again, I look at just for the guy from Share and Tell, who's in the GameStop thing. He was a broker that naked shorted. I was an institutional broker. I never got anyone to sell stock if we couldn't borrow it. I couldn't sell it. I had to ask, are you long the stock? Yes, I had to mark the tickets. We had to mark tickets back in the day. You had to physically ask the clients, did you own it? Are you shorting it? And we had to ask them. Today, it's all done through computers. They're just marking boxes. They're mismarking the boxes. It's crazy. And, again, I don't think we need to pay for an insider. They're not going to come out. They would have came out of red. Listen, a friend of mine was a market maker, and I questioned him yesterday. He said, there was a seller of 200,000 shares. And he said, I said, give me the name of the firm. And he won't give up his friend because he knows if he tells me, I'm going to blabber it all over the place. So again, people get afraid. No one likes to get their life threatened. I always say Johnny Tobacco, great guy. He worked in an industry that's all fraud. He's an expert on back office. You tell me he doesn't know one criminal, not one bad back office guy. I never even worked in the back office. And I know a gentleman that we heard about it years ago. His name was Palmieri. He went to jail. He went to Smith Barney. And I heard that his family is littered around in all the other back offices. So let's say he's at Smith Barney and his cousin's at Morgan Stanley. They all work together. They don't buy each other in. Do you understand that, everybody? So my cousin's at Morgan. I'm at Smith Barney at the time. My other cousins at Goldman, my friends at, Kidder Peabody, whatever the firms were. And they got someone short the stock and they say, hey, don't buy us in. They all go, okay, we're all cousins and friends. Don't worry about it. That's how it works. There's no one enforcing the rules. And that's how this thing lives. How can it be possible that we have FingerMotion with 205 million shares, MMTLP with 600 million shares, GTII with 450 million shares, and no one can find one failed trade? Not one? The system is broken. It's everyone's looking the other way. GTII gave out a special dividend. And people go, they don't work. They don't work. How many people call me every day so they can't get their dividend. I get them all the time. What do I do? Companies have to go out and hire major law firms with no money and try to go after Fidelity, Goldman Sachs. You know how much money you need? The only person I had with billions of dollars was murdered. That was it. That was our lawyer. And if you look at John O'Quinn, he always said, I'm going to clean this up. I'm going to fight it and clean it up. And guess what? They murdered him. Now we got people like Mark Bazile, great guy, but he's not a billionaire. How much more can he do? I went to his office. He's going to be in the movie. Everyone's doing their part. Wes Christian became the expert in that field because everybody in front of him died. But he's a great guy. But what can he do? There's judges. There's this. He has a network of lawyers. And there's only so much money. People can't work for free. This is what happens. And it just keeps. And time goes on. People die. MMTLP lost another shareholder the other day. I forgot, some guy with a pencil. I forgot his name. I apologize. But that's what happens. He's dead. Next. Move it along. Thanks for helping us out. That's how the SEC looks at it. Another one died. They don't care. And you tell me, what are we supposed to do? We need to band together, retweet. If you have ideas, please speak us. We'll call us a community. They like that word, community. And I just say, everybody, man, if you don't stop and pick up your pants and do something, some family member will get cancer and the company working on it got put out of business. CELU is working on infectious diseases. His stock is 20 cents. The guy had a beautiful office, doctors in there, scientists, and they just got abused by Wall Street. And it was right next to New Jersey it was the Jets practice facility. Beautiful. Good, all good people. 22 cents. 22 cents. Infectious diseases. It was a spinoff of Biogen. I can't remember the symbol of Biogen. BGEN. I can't remember. But again, this is what they do. And if this guy has everyone's concerned about infections, diseases, and COVID and all this stuff that's going on. These poor people that could be working on something that can save us all, they don't care. Kill the company. Keep selling the shares. Look at Adam Long. And you want to know something? Fuck Adam Long. Adam Long, I heard a while ago, told people that the Kramers were working for the FBI. That was the rumor through the community of those type of people. I don't even know that guy. Fuck him. That's the guy I heard that from. All right. So Kramers, go get your own fucking guy. They all know. They all think they think the Kramers are informants for the FBI. All right. And that's other toxic lenders.
They're still scumbags.
The other toxic lenders are doing that. They may be giving up people to the FBI and the SEC to save their own ass, because it's impossible that the SEC hasn't busted them on GTII. It's impossible that no one has got them yet. It's impossible. Not only that, they're trying to open up another prime broker. We have a shareholder at Long Island that actually knows that lawyer, and the lawyer told them. They're trying to open up a prime broker. They're raising $20 million. And the Kramers then was $4 million. I don't know these guys. Shareholder told me that. I gave you the name of the lawyer, whatever his name is. I can't remember his name. I don't know these people. Where is the regulators? I mean, they're just running around closing accounts in New York City, LLCs, moving them to Virginia, because Mark Bazile told me that usury fraud will get these guys thrown in jail for the toxic lending notes. So they're all moving to a state like Virginia. They don't operate in Virginia. They don't live in Virginia, but that's where their LLC is there because they get protection, because they don't get that crime against them. That's Gibson Dunn moving them around. A big law firm is assisting these criminals. Gibson Dunn. Gibson Dunn, for people that don't know, threatened GTII shareholders to shut up. William, do you remember that one?
Yeah.
They threatened shareholders on Twitter, sending them notices saying, hey, we're going to go after you if you don't shut up. That's the game that we're in. They're trying to shoot the messengers, torture shareholders, and drive the stocks lower and everybody fight with each other. That's their game plan. And they do it all the time. But they're not chasing me away. Win, lose, or draw, I'm here. That's it. That's the way I look at it. Any other questions?
Well, ACE is supporting you, not a bunch of people. Not Legal Advice has a live with Frank Nez in 25 minutes. And
that guy's a great guy, Frank Nez.
But there was one question about Bank of Montreal. I have experience with Bank Montreal destroying 2 companies, but do you with toxic notes? If you don't, it's not an important.
I don't know.
You're up to 400 people listening.
Well, listen, again, this is the crime. 400. You need to tell people they're just gonna keep coming at us. We're gonna get them. Okay, but this is the fight. Okay.
Lucid Heart lost her son in September, and he left 3 children behind. Unbelievable, the pain and the loss, and we allow these criminals to destroy medical technologies.
I can't tell you how many over the years that I bumped into. I can't even remember them all. It's remarkable that they just keep killing them. If you just look at the YouTube on Sedona, which I posted many times, they had a former SEC chairman, the commissioner, demand the SEC investigate. The SEC investigated it, and they tracked all these guys down, running out of the country, everything. And they still didn't force the settlement on that stock. That was Sedona back in 2003, maybe. And I knew the people there.
Oh, they'll stop short selling when Goldman or JP Morgan stock is at risk.
Well, they did that before. I lived through, and they put the ban on short selling on bank stocks, on financials, and the rest of us were saying, "What about us?" They left everybody else out, and they just did it for bank stocks. And people, you'll see the stories when they say China is banning short selling. The next words they use, "Oh, it's only a Band-Aid. It doesn't work." That's what they're going to say. That's the short sellers getting depressed, all right? It doesn't work. We're going to roll out an economist that's very well known and say, it doesn't work. It's just a Band-Aid. Because if the things are bad, it's going to go down anyway. That's what they always say. All right? And they'll force China or South Korea. I'm sure South Korea is getting a lot of pressure on them now to shut their mouths, because what they're saying is brutal. What South Korea is saying is brutal. Trust me, that is brutal stuff that they're saying. And I guarantee you the U.S. is saying stuff to them, saying, "Hey, man, you got to stop this. You know, you're hurting us. What's going on here? Making us look bad." Something like that. But it's just endless. They don't care what country, where it is. They went after India. They go after anyone. It's just unbelievable. It's remarkable. Any other questions, William?
Well, Pilot to the Moon, who is your friend, we met. He thinks Pat Burns will be the next SEC chair under the new president, and he'll clean up everything.
Pat Burns said it on a conference call with us, and he said, "Vote for Trump, and I'll make sure naked short selling will disappear." Pat Burns is a man of his word. He's also out of his mind, because he goes, when he gets into something, he doesn't stop. He went from naked short selling. Remember, he had the financial capability to support. I'm doing this rubbing 2 sticks together. Pat Burns' father on Geico sold it to Warren Buffett. So he comes from a little different pedigree. My father was a garbage man and my mother was a secretary. A little different pedigree. All right. But he hired people to help write stories, to expose the crimes. Mark Mitchell, he worked for the Wall Street Journal, was one of his great writers. Pete from Philly recently posted about him. I know Mark. And, Judd, I don't remember Judd as well, but I remember Mark Mitchell. I used to speak to him all the time. Mark Mitchell life was threatened. Pat Burns' life was threatened. Pat Burns was told by Orrin Hatch.
Yeah.
He said that he actually put it in one of his statements. He said, they want to kill you, Pat. And he told Patrick to make a lot of noise. All right? This way they won't kill you. And that's what I learned from Pat Byrne. And that's why he told me, go to the FBI, go report the crime, tell people about it. You have to let people know. All right? So that's what I followed Pat Byrne. What happened to him, I followed the same pattern. Orrin Hatch, I'll find it, I'll post it. Orrin Hatch told Pat Byrne they want to kill you. And he said, if they do kill you, I'll do everything in power to find out who kills you. I said, that's great to know. Thank you. So I've been doing this for 24 years. Almost half my adult life. Is that amazing? 24 years. And it all came because I had an idea to make financial news better, to help people out. That's what happened to me. That was my crime. And I hired people and I taught them, and it was great what we did. Everyone said who came to our studios, it was outstanding. Each day I had money managers coming in my studio that ran $1 billion. Remember, my studio was in New York on 26th Street. CNBC's out in buttfuck New Jersey. No one wants to go to CNBC. You got to take a cab, always out to CNBC. I took you there, William. It's pretty far, right? In the middle of nowhere,
we went out and we got chased off the back lot, and we went up front.
Right. I'm just saying, but that's in the middle of nowhere. So if you're a money manager, you got to get in a car, go over to GW Bridge, go out to wherever the fuck they are out in, I forgot the town where they were. And you have to go there and then go back in traffic and go back. So if you left your office at 10 o'clock for a 12 o'clock appointment, you wouldn't get back to your office till 4. So you wasted the whole day. With us, I sent the town car, got you to the studio in 10 minutes from wherever you are in New York. After you were done, we had you back in your office within 20 minutes. So you did 20 minutes, and 20 minutes back in your office. That was my vision. And we had money managers coming on all the time.
So one question on Finger, it's short over 200 million. He agrees with that. The current volume doesn't help the shorts. Are they losing money daily?
Yes, of course. I told you, it costs money to pay off their prime broker. They have to pay PEEP. They have to pay all. It's costing them a fortune every day. Every day it costs them a fortune. And the reason they keep attacking it is because they know if it goes up, the momentum will come, and you know something's coming. All right? If you don't feel it, I'm telling you something's coming. I feel it, and it's coming. I think that the regulators are getting heat. I think that law enforcement's coming. I think the company knows that they have to do something to fight back. And all these things are working in our favor. Where are they pushing it to? All right. Now, I had no idea the company's, whatever that cutoff is. I'm not an accountant. I told you that. I have no idea. So, the company has to address it. When they address it, we'll all know about it. They just can't make believe it went away. They have to address it. So that's just what has to happen. So big shareholders that I know told the company, you got to address this thing. No one knows. How can I explain it? I don't know anything about it. People say that, when I'm wrong, I don't know anything about accounting. So how can I address it? The hell do I know? They said they missed the cutoff. Well, missing the cutoff sounds like when I miss a train, when I want to go uptown, the doors closed, I missed the cutoff. That's what it means to me, and the train left. So obviously they missed some sort of timing or whatever it was. Maybe the revenue came in after that timeline. I don't know. That's what it says in the press release. So that's what I know.
So in 15 minutes, Not Legal Advice is going to be live also on YouTube. So we'll try to end by then so we don't step on his toes. Frank Nez is going to be with him.
Well, listen, everybody, Frank Nez is a great guy. And if I start a financial news show, I would love to have a guy like that reporting. He can become like Charlie Gasparino, only he do the right thing versus that fucking idiot. All right? And Pedro pissing on him, keep pissing on him. That guy's a disgrace. An ex-Wall Street Journal reporter defending Fraud Street. Who defends criminals? I don't even understand it. You know what? When they attacked that IMMU, I called up the Cancer Society. I told them they need to I've done everything I could. I mean, it's just ridiculous that, when they destroyed, I don't know if anybody here remembers, I put up the story about Pat Byrne with DNDN. Excuse me, Force Protection, FRPT was the symbol. They made the military trucks. They naked shorted that stock. I'm the one that gave it to Pat Byrne. He wrote the story about it, that the naked short sellers kill people. They kill soldiers, so they can buy another Maybach. That's a fancy car. I found that story. The stock was going to its 30. They drove it to 3, 2.5 to be exact. And then the company was taken over by Northrop Grumman, I believe, at $5, $5.50. The stock was 30. They were getting contracts from the military.
So they're probably in on it too. The acquirer probably.
They took it. I can't say that. I can't say Northrop
You can't
Grumman,
prove it.
Right, but do I believe things like that happen? Are there hedge funds working for the industry? Is Merck knocking down CVM so they can buy it at $10 instead of paying $50 for it? I don't know. I have to tell you though, there's plenty of cases where I see this stuff. But again, like IMMU, that stock was knocked down from 5 to 2. I was involved in that slaughter, thanks to Adam Freundstein. The Northwest Bio people know him well. Or CVM, I'm sure he's attacked them too. But that stock went down and it was acquired by GILD at 88 eventually. So it's saying that the industry works to do that. It looks like it, but I don't know if they do it. I couldn't really, I don't know. But why not? They save them billions of dollars, right?
Exactly. And you get a kickback. It's cheaper than paying full price.
I'm just telling you about Force Protection. They made a military truck. So when the soldiers drive over an explosive device, they don't get their legs taken off. It had a V-shaped hole underneath it, like a boat, almost. And when the things blew up, it went out away from the truck. Okay? They killed the stock from 30 to 3. Every day I called the military up trying to get generals to speak up. No one did anything. I called all the time. I can't remember. I called everyone. No one did anything. No one cared. And Pat Byrne wrote that story with the coffins in there. The hedge funds are shorting the stock so they could buy a Maybach. Soldiers get killed. It's right there. The proof is right there. He even has all the fails to deliver. Pat Byrne's done some great jobs with data. He obviously had people working for him that could do that stuff. I can't remember my passcode to get on ACE's calls anymore. I can't remember what it is. So I can't remember to get in them. So it's a very different fight from when Pat Byrne. If you get a Pat Byrne stepping in here again, Pat Byrne's trying to save the country, getting rid of this. He's not even a Republican or a Democrat, and he just wants people to understand that voting fraud was, for real. He's done everything he can to help expose that. That's what he's in for. Again, he's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. Libertarian, I think he is. And he fought for that. And that's what he's been doing for the last 4 years. All right. He used to do that with naked short selling every day. Now he's in that battle. And I saw him with the chairman in Miami. And that's when the chairman of Upstream was there. And he couldn't believe I knew him because Pat Byrne walked past me. He couldn't believe it. And then we shook hands. He came over and sat down with him. And I introduced him to the guy from Upstream. Upstream has problems because the SEC is blocking him because they know if he gets it going, he can destroy the system. Anything that's done away from the DTC and the stock settlement system, you expose them. Anything. GTII tried to give out the dividend, a crypto dividend, that Shibu Inu, I forgot the name of the coin, whatever it was.
Right, Shibu Inu or something.
Whatever it was. They were going to have you open a wallet and they would deposit the coins into the wallet, eliminating the brokerage firms from doing it. The SEC and the DTC attacked the company and refused to let that happen. The company tried to bought a Picasso, was going to give everybody a slither of the Picasso. Everyone would get a little piece of it, right? Can't do that because they know you can't deliver it, right?
Right.
If Elon Musk does it, at least he can fight the lawyer. He can get the lawyers to say, hey, we can do what we want. Most companies can't. We can only rub sticks together and try different things. That's what we're doing. So think about fighting the U.S. military and we're just throwing spears at them. That's what we're doing. We're fighting the U.S. government, the SEC, and all the brokerage firms. We have sticks, and we can't break them because we don't have the power. We have the power in the people, and that's what I need. People need to speak up. Is Richard going on now? I don't want to.
Yeah, and just take 3 more minutes. But somebody pointed out, I'll read this to you. China has stock market is down 6.3 trillion. It's a sell-off, and they're banning short selling now.
Well, again, the U.S. keeps dabbling. They keep trying to follow the Western, equity markets and believe that they're being sold that you need to open up your markets. You need us to invest in it. When the U.S. comes, it's unfortunate. We're like the plague. China gave us the virus. We're giving them back short selling. That's the gift. We're stealing all their money. That's the gift. That's
the gift that keeps on giving. Short selling.
It's the gift that you let us in the door, and look what the U.S. does to it. I wanted to get to the Chinese. I would go to China. I could care less. I may even try to do that. We can go see. I got connections in Beijing. We can go there.
I can get you in.
Say, guys, listen, eliminate it. This is what you should do. You should be buy and sell only. Forget the globe. Forget all these things. Make your people rich. People who invest in the country. If anyone's ever been to China, and I've been there 5 times, it is remarkable. They don't have people laying all over the street. They have people that, that are poor, yes, but they have them working. I watch people in the mall on their knees scrubbing the tile at the base of the floor all over the mall. It's spotless. In the U.S., everyone's just throwing garbage all over the place. Our roads are full of garbage. I've been to cities that are brand new from nothing. Beautiful. Go to Macau. I've been there 5 times. Beautiful. It's not like Las Vegas. Las Vegas got homeless people laying all over the place. Criminals running wild. Not China. And I respect them. The people in China are more like us than we are. You go out, the people dress. They dress nice. They're respectful. Okay? Don't get me wrong. I'm sure they have their gangsters and all that crazy stuff too. But for the most part, people go to dinner. There's Italian restaurants. It's unbelievable. And here in the U.S., we have to worry about going out our doors. We're going to get shot and robbed. I mean, it's very different. It really is remarkable. Anyway, I don't want to get into that.
So you can take 1 more minute and then 5 minutes, 6 minutes until not legal advice call.
You should actually please listen to Richard, and Frankie Nez is someone that I follow. I think he's great. He's our source. We need to follow him. Sign up for his newsletter on Twitter. I signed up for it. I get his reports. He's always trying to help out and expose the criminals. You got to respect him. We need a guy like him. So 400, 500 people, please sign up. Go listen to what he has to say. Maybe he's got something more than I have, and he can report on it. All right?
Yep.
All right, everybody, back to the fight. This is business as usual. I'll speak to you later.
God bless you, Ham.
Thanks. Bye. Thank you.
Call ended.
Okay, so oh, that's that music. Sorry. I don't, that's not intentional. We'll end the call so you can move over to not legal advice. Thank everybody for coming in. I continue to ask for prayers for Jenny L because she's going through something, but now that Ham's talked about it, we can also ask for prayers for Ham's son, who is an amazingly courageous young man. Let's pray for peace around the world, particularly pray for the little children caught up in decisions by feckless leaders everywhere. So it's 1:26. I'm going to wish everyone peace, love, and happiness. I might come on later, maybe not, but I don't want to step on on Not Legal Advice's show. So I'm going to hang up rather abruptly, and we'll see you down the road.